Well, legitimately, I think that everyone is in agreement here in the state of Louisiana that the next coach that we hire is going to have a patently different contract. If that agent can't see what's coming down the pipe and the way they look, these big name coaches, they're big names because they win. What are they afraid of? Right? If you're the best, you shouldn't have to worry. You say, guess what? I'm putting my reputation on the line, and when I win, this is how much money I want. There's no guarantee. This sets in the way the contracts are structured now. Tells the guy, listen, in 5 years, he might get tired of doing it. He's like, he doesn't have to worry about coaching because he's like, good. As long as I kind of go through the motions, I get another 5 years at $10 million a year. That's not a bad gig, Pat. If y'all boys over there are giving great entertainment to ESPN and we don't enjoy watching it, which we absolutely do, guess what happens? You lose sponsors. That's the free market.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson.
I don't have to take a test since 2017. Why do I have to know any of this stuff?
And Tommy Kraft.
If the guy doesn't try to pee like a dog in the egg bowl, where's our program?
And produced by Colton Little.
Providence is the capital of Rhode Island.
This is The Morning Rush.
Thank you, Elijah Moore. What could have been if Lane Kiffin just had Arkansas to select when it came to an SEC job? Hey, welcome in. It is a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. You heard Jeff Landry, governor of Louisiana, at the top of our open talking about just contract situations and buyouts and everything else. Is he going to be the guy that changes it, Tommy? Or are they just about to sign someone and get raked over the coals with another big buyout clause?
I would imagine that's got a few people wringing their hands that are closer to the football program because it sounds, to the outside world at least, like he's probably eliminated some candidates from the pool. I don't imagine. I'm sure Jimmy Sexton was laughing when he heard that.
Yeah,
but he's speaking the truth. He makes sense. No one would run a real business the way college football's been ran, and everything the governor said there is spot on right. Makes common sense.
Well, and help me on this. There is a difference between how everything is configured within the state of Louisiana, the athletics department there at LSU versus Arkansas. Arkansas athletics does not accept taxpayer money. LSU,
well, they would if they'd give it to them. They'd accept it.
Yeah, but so there is a difference there.
It's self-sustaining.
He kept talking about this is the burden of the taxpayers and whatnot. And you made the point several times yesterday of, well, what was I going to say? You made the point of it just went away. I had it and I lost it. But the point is, like, it's just funny. Like, he's pandering to his voting base. They're going to sign someone to a big deal. And this, listen, I know what he said yesterday. This doesn't affect the LSU job whatsoever. I mean, come on. It is Louisiana State University. You're in a hotbed of SEC football recruiting. Some people think that it's, they're not going to get this coach. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's still LSU, the best job in college football. There is not a single coach out there that would take the Arkansas job over the LSU job. Yeah. That includes Barry Lunny. That includes Dow Loggins. That includes Rhett Lashley. That includes anyone connected to your program. It doesn't matter. It's still LSU.
The guy that founded Raising Cane's there, he's not going to let this happen. So
I have stopped eating Canes because of Todd Graves, because of how much support he funds with LSU football, basketball.
I think he gave him the 53 for the buyout, didn't he? The 53
That's
million?
the rumor.
That's the rumor.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I do not eat Canes anymore because of the LSU backing.
How you doing without that cane sauce?
Well, I'll if I'm going to eat somewhere, it's going to be Slims over Canes because those are built by Arkansas.
Hey, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. And if you're snap, crackling, and popping, Rice Krispie treats would be a good Halloween treat. If that's what you sounded like getting out of bed this morning, got good news for you because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel either. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. Call QC Kinetics. They're here in Northwest Arkansas, 479-999-1234. We're almost to November. They're going to help honor the veterans and give veterans $500 off their treatment. If you're not a veteran, they'll donate $500 to the Wounded Warriors Project on Veterans Day as well. 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
I know what I was going to say. You talking about the governor can screw up a lot of things, but if he messes up the LSU hire, that is not going to get him reelected.
Yeah, might even get him recalled,
So the Scott Woodward thing, by the way, Scott Woodward, AD down there, has been let go. It's wild how quickly this can turn on someone when you think about the athletics director. Think about how Hunter was revered and thought of in 21 when you had the number one baseball team, a Elite Eight basketball team, and a football team that won 9 games. And now there's different opinions on him today in 2025. Woodward is a graduate of a high school around there, 4-year guy at LSU, went to school there, pulled away from Texas A&M, which by no means is a bad school to be an AD. And let's think about what he's done recently. Jay Johnson, 2 national championships, got him away from Arizona. Kim Mulkey-Robinson, he was hired in April of 2019. That year, LSU and Ed Orgeron went to win a national championship. And like that, he's gone. Now, Brian Kelly, he went with him. It didn't work out. That often happens with an AD. But it's pretty crazy. I mean, he has had an incredible amount of success in Baton Rouge, and now he's been ousted.
Well, I'm not going to suggest Hunter Yurchek's had that level of success, but he maintained and built a facility for baseball. And would you say that program has been very consistent and played at a high level, done everything but win a national championship while Hunter Yurchek's been here, of course?
Well, think about, 2018 College World Series, 2019 College World Series, 2021 number one team in the country, 2022 College World Series, 2025 College World Series. So yes,
he was at least a part of the architecture of getting John Calipari. Someone to give him no credit. He made it happen and got John Calipari as your basketball coach. There's not been enough time to know if that's going to be a successful run. But let's back up. He got Eric Musselman here that put Arkansas basketball back on the map and got him back to a Sweet 16. Women's softball, soccer, got the coach of the year again and in a great spot. So you can keep going down the list, but my point is, in the end, if your football program doesn't succeed, the AD will shortly follow if he makes the wrong hire as a football coach or with his football coach. That's the number one job for an AD, to hire a great coach and to fire one that's not getting the job done and find the next great one. That's you can talk about fundraising, you can talk about building facilities. Number one job for an AD is to make sure you got a good football coach.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Hunter Yurchek and his team currently tasked on right here in Fayetteville. It's Halloween. Hope you got your candy fix in. I've already had a donut this morning. Cindy, one of our team members, has given us some Halloween. No one dressed up at our office, Tommy. Not a single person. Now we're obviously
adults, Tommy.
A little older, but you have kids. How much did you spend yesterday on Halloween costume? Would you say $80?
My 15-year-old, soon to be 16, he doesn't have one,
Okay.
but my 14-year-old, she's still in that mode. And I think the fact that it's on a Friday night, I know some people were trick-or-treating last night. I saw being a Friday night. I mean, a lot of people are going to be at high school games doing Friday night stuff. Mm-hmm. I think Friday night's a terrible night for the 31st to fall on, but it is what it is.
So you think it's going to be less than typical turnout for Halloween?
Yeah, because I think there's going to be a lot of people who have their lights off and their door shut because they're going to be at their kid's game, or they're going to be, out for dinner on a Friday night. They're going to be at happy hour. They're going to be doing anything other than man in the candy bowl.
I'm going to head to Wally World at some point after this and see how expensive the candy has gotten. Are you going to keep your lights on for the kids?
I'm going to be at a football game.
Are you going to leave candy for the kids?
I'm going to be at a football game.
Again, are you going to leave candy for the kids?
I am going to be 2.5 hours away at a football game.
So no. Not a candy giver.
I'm not going to be home.
You don't want to leave it out for the kids? Or you're not one of those?
You're just going to leave a bowl on the sidewalk?
Yeah, Brandon with the fence man's over here. He's shaking his head. That's not out of the norm to do, Brandon, right?
Yeah. Hang on, what's going on?
See it all the time.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay. See, that happens. You're looking like I have
my
four
answer
eyes
is
growing
no.
in my head. Okay. Well, you're not very festive, I guess, this morning.
Yeah.
Is it because you lost YouTube TV and the?
I don't have YouTube TV.
Okay.
But I was listening to Chuck and Bo talk about it. I've heard others already talking about it this morning. That I guess YouTube and Disney are at odds. ESPN, all those things. So there is right now. I guess you won't get the game tomorrow. We'll have it free here on the radio and the Hit That Line Now app. But if you have YouTube TV, you for better or worse, may not be able to watch the game.
Yeah. And ESPN is leveraging its talent to try and get people to get mad at YouTube TV.
If you're a YouTube TV customer, you may lose access to NFL and NBA games on ESPN and ABC. Visit keepmynetworks.com for more information.
Hi, Mike Greenberg from ESPN. If you are a YouTube TV customer, you could lose access to NFL and NBA games on ESPN and ABC. Don't miss out. Visit keepmynetworks.com to learn more.
If you're a YouTube TV subscriber, you may not have access to the games you want to watch.
Visit keepmynetworks.com for more information.
No.
It's time for the opening drive.
So like you, I don't have YouTube TV, but 10 million subscribers do. And maybe you're listening this morning and you're dealing with that issue this weekend, whether it's Arkansas or whatever other college football or an NFL game that you want to take in here the next few days. The real loser in all this is the consumer, Tommy. You always talk about it. I mean, they're just going to gouge both companies are going to gouge each other, and then the consumer's just going to have to pay more for it.
Well, I mean, we got this thought in our country that that company makes a lot of money. Google's got a lot. They'll just absorb that. That's not how business works. When taxes go up, who does that get passed on to? It's worked back into the price and goes back to you, the consumer. When insurance goes up or the cost of distributing your product like an ESPN and that suite of, if they go up $4 a month per subscriber for all their channels, your bill's going to go up $5.50 a month. That's just how it works.
Eddie listening in says he has YouTube TV and they lost ESPN, ABC, and all the Disney channels.
So it's not just the Arkansas game. It's all the big games in the SEC. I mean, ABC is now a channel or a station that you would leave on from 11 o'clock in the morning till late at night because there's, more weeks than not, there's 3 awesome football games in the SEC on ABC.
Brandon,
so this is a must-have.
Brandon, do you have YouTube TV?
Yes, I
do. So you're
not happy either.
Not too happy about
so
it.
Help me on this, Tommy. Disney is trying to get more money out of YouTube TV, and YouTube TV is not trying to budge, but people are mad at YouTube TV. The majority of the paying public because they are not getting their product. So isn't Disney more at fault of this? Like, even though that people are mad at YouTube TV? Or am I off on that?
Well, Disney's the one wanting more money from YouTube
Correct.
TV.
Yeah,
and I think it's interesting that you've got Google, about as big a company as you're going to find in the world, going head-to-head with Disney and ABC and all under one. I just think it's a clash of the titans from a corporate perspective, and I'm interested to see who wins. In the end, they'll meet in the middle, but I don't ever understand, and I guess this is why they do it this way. Why do these providers and these networks allow these deadlines to always occur in the third and fourth quarter of the year, and really the last 4 months of the year?
Well, it's like you said, it's calculated.
I understand that, but if you're YouTube TV or you're Dish, Direct, Cox, whoever, why don't you, as part of your negotiations, demand this be done in May or June or July, where if it wanes on a few weeks, your phone isn't ringing as much off the hook. When you put it right in the middle of the sports scene, that's why but that would be a negotiating point. All right, I'll give you the money, but we're moving the deadline for the next contract to May 15th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, if I lose SEC Network May 15th, may not get all the SEC baseball tournament or something, but it's not going to be nearly as critical as this time.
It's college football, NFL.
That's why they do it this way. Because they got you over a barrel. That's why I'm saying, if I'm YouTube, Cox, Direct, Dish, whoever, I'm not letting them put me over the barrel like this.
So you're going to listen on the radio tomorrow, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Chuck always talks about Modern Gun Season being the biggest radio day of the year, the first weekend, Tommy. Well, and again, it's 10 million subscribers. It's not 150 million. But we've already gotten plenty of text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and Brandon's right in here with us that they're going to be affected starting tomorrow. And who knows how long this thing will last? This is a week, a couple days, a month. Who knows?
We're getting a lot of text on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline about this. Everybody signed up for YouTube or Hulu or whatever thinking, man, this is going to save me a ton of money. It's just another vehicle, and it's not going to cost any less than what you've probably been paying now. So, all those things have went up. Because I remember when it first came out, it was like $50, $60 a month for YouTube TV, and now it's closer to $100.
It's gone up considerably.
Yeah.
Well,
what is it, Brandon? I don't have it. So
It's like $90
$90 a month.
Packages
Yeah.
and stuff
is that your of any of that you've had recently? Is that the best one in your opinion? Does it lag at all?
I don't have any lag. If
Okay.
you have good internet,
Yeah, if you got fiber, you're going to have any problem.
Okay.
I don't have it, but I'm getting ready to move to one of those. Buddy of mine has Hulu. It's okay. We have YouTube. My brother has YouTube TV, and we use it at the river some, and it's all right. I mean, but I like the fact that if you're in an airport or wherever, you can log in and watch it. So I've got Dish still, and I like it because I can do some things with it, and watch live TV on the go. But I guess with YouTube, you can do the same. So I'm probably going to make a move at some point, but it won't be this weekend.
Well, 13 of the top 25 teams, according to ESPN, are in action. We've got 2 top 25 matchups in the Southeastern Conference this weekend. They're included in our Fenceman Friday picks. Let's get into it. Cincinnati and Arkansas.
The Woo Pig, yeah.
Woo Pig.
Arkansas.
Oklahoma on the Bet Saracen app is a 5-point favorite.
Ole Miss.
I'm going to take Ole Miss to cover, but I think Oklahoma ultimately prevails.
I got Ole Miss winning in Ole Miss.
South Carolina hangs in there. Bama wins, but I think they'll cover.
Brandon, I've got South Carolina win this game and covering.
Bama covering.
Missouri against Vanderbilt.
I'll ride with Vandy.
I'm going to take Vanderbilt in this one, Brandon.
Take Vandy as well.
A&M against LSU.
I'll take LSU.
I'm going to take LSU as well.
I think LSU wins in Death Valley tomorrow.
Nice. Auburn against Arkansas.
Woo Pig. I think Arkansas wins straight up.
They get through the rain, and Arkansas prevails against Auburn.
I got the Hogs too.
Well, the LSU game got us, guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to pick LSU the rest of the way unless they play the Razorbacks. But we got 5 games to choose from. I mentioned 2 top 25 opponents. We'll start with Vanderbilt. We were high on Vanderbilt last week. They ended up beating Missouri. They are 3-point underdogs, Tommy, headed to Austin tomorrow. They beat Texas?
I'm riding with Vandy. I go Vandy straight up. Their defense is for real. Vanderbilt wins the game in Austin.
I'm going to take Diego Pavia and company, Brandon. I think that Clark Lee continues to have success for the Doors. I'm taking Vandy.
Got Vandy winning in Texas. Can't pick
Texas in that situation. I need to double check Arch Manning's status for this game. I think he's still on the questionable for the Longhorns. All right, Florida, Georgia, world's largest cocktail party. Tommy, Georgia's only a 7-point favorite in Jacksonville.
Georgia wins the game going away. Georgia in the points. I'll lay them.
That's a weird line. I got Georgia winning this game pretty emphatically. I don't know why it's that low, Brendan.
Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
Oklahoma against Tennessee. Sooners reeling a little bit. They go to take on their former national champion winning quarterback Josh Heupel in Neyland. Tommy, Tennessee is a 2.5-point favorite at home under the lights tomorrow night.
I'll take Tennessee and give the points away.
Yeah, I like Tennessee as well. This line is a little close. I think they at least win by a touchdown at this one, Brandon.
Call me crazy, but I think OU wins this week.
Good.
That would be a big win for Brent Venables. South Carolina to Oxford. The Rebels 13-point favorites. Game is sold out. Do they keep the train rolling in Oxford, Tommy?
Yeah, they're at home. If this game was at South Carolina, I might think different. I don't think Carolina can get up 2 weeks in a row. Ole Miss, please.
I'm going to take Ole Miss as well. Trinidad Chambliss, to me, is a top 5 Heisman contender. Might be number 1, to be honest. I've got Ole Miss winning this game by at least 14 or more.
I got Ole Miss winning by the spread.
All right, Mississippi State and Arkansas. Tommy, you know what the line is now as of this morning?
Well, it was 4 a couple days ago on the Bet Saracen app.
It has now moved to 5. Razorbacks are favored by 5 on the Bet Saracen app as of 9:18 this morning. Do they win by 6 or more points?
I wish I knew if Kittler was going to play. That makes me uncomfortable. But, I mean, Arkansas just seems to find a way to not get it done. Hogs giving up 5 too many. I'll take State in those 5 points. Hogs may win close, but I don't think they can win by more than 5.
Brandon, go ahead.
Sure, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the Hogs.
Picking the Hogs. I'm going to pick Mississippi State to cover as well. There hasn't been a lot that shows you this season that Arkansas can win this game either outright or more than 6 points or a touchdown or whatever. So I'm going to take State to cover in this one. Hopefully I'm wrong about that.
All right, those are our Fence Man Friday picks. Brandon's in here with us as we've had kind of a weird weather week. I know that's probably slowed y'all down a bit with all the rain we had midweek, but y'all are back at it. Probably even putting a little time in this weekend.
Possibly, we got a couple guys working this weekend.
Yeah. So tell me about one of the more interesting jobs maybe you've done in the last week or two, or maybe quote in the last week or two.
So we've recently been doing some work for the air base.
Yeah.
Recently doing a couple jobs out there, a couple big security jobs.
Yeah.
Those are pretty fun.
So this is a company that, large scale, and you guys did a, 6-foot wood privacy fence around my mom's backyard, made it look great. So whether it's a kind of a routine privacy fence or something that has to meet government specs and very involved, I mean, y'all's ability to scale to any size work is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. We can do it all for you.
782-3936 is the number. TheFencemanAR.com. You're on Facebook and all the social medias. Pictures and videos are there if you want to kind of see the quality of your work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
All right, 782-3936, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. Brandon, good to see you.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Are you going out trick-or-treating tonight?
Yeah, we're going to do a little trick-or-treating. Got some
All right.
kids tonight.
All right, what's your favorite candy to steal out of the kids' bucket?
Got to be Reese's Cups, right?
Reese's Cups. What did you say? Heath Bar, and what was the other one you said yesterday?
Heath Bar's maybe Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
Right out of the freezer, the little small snack size.
Three Musketeer.
There you go.
We got you can steal. There's some candy in there if you want to steal any of it. But we've got a lot. All the Halloween candy that I used to get, or especially now, I never can finish it. So take some out with you when you stop on by.
All right. Fence Man Friday here on the Morning Rush. Brandon, great to see you.
Great to see you guys.
All right, we got more to come. Your hog update is on the way. We're brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. If you're trying to finish up a job at your home or business and you need top quality aggregates, asphalt, ready-mix concrete at your site, call our friends at APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. That's 479-587-3300. When it comes to ready-mix concrete, no one does it better, and no one can provide you a better service than APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Bulldogs have lost similar games to the Razorback this season in heartbreaking fashion. We'll get Jeff Levy, head coach of the Mississippi State Bulldogs, comments on that and more when we return in your hog update.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Man family, Raleigh.
Hello, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
So you ever been to Arkansas in the fall?
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. Highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing, that hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Hey guys, this November, put down the razor and pick up the cause. It's No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, raising awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer right here in our state. Grow your beard, share your progress with hashtag NoShaveAPCF, and encourage your friends or coworkers to join in. Every dollar raised stays in Arkansas, helping men get free screenings, education, and support. Join the movement today at arprostatecancer.org.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon-wrapped fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. Seven down. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, we'll pick Dewey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
And we're going to play a football team again that has been in a ton of close football games. And very similar. You know, their record is their record, but they have had opportunity after opportunity to be in ball games and win football games. Very similar to us.
So which fan base has been through more this season, Mississippi State or Arkansas, when you think about how SEC games concluded? Now, Mississippi State did upset Arizona State, which was ranked at the time when they came in, but they lost to Tennessee by 7. They lost to Florida by throwing a game-losing interception, and then they were up 17 on the Longhorns at home in the fourth quarter and choked it away.
Well, they hadn't fired their coach. They're not with an interim, so I'd say Arkansas's been through a little more trauma this year. So, and their defense can't be as bad as Arkansas.
Well, here's the thing about Mississippi State. We've been talking about it all week. Mississippi State is very similar in Arkansas in the amount of yards they give. The shining light about the Bulldogs is they lead the SEC in turnovers. You can be okay with the bad defense in yards per game, passing, rushing, whatever, but you have to be a defense that's opportunistic, that produces takeaways. Arkansas doesn't either. They don't get sacks. They don't get takeaways. They don't do anything. So hopefully they'll play a little better on Saturday like they did against the Auburn Tigers. Now, on the offensive side, same as Wednesday night, Caden Kittler, Amarion Harris, 2 your starting offensive linemen, center and right tackle, have been listed as questionable. Didn't hear that from Petrino on Wednesday at his SEC teleconference or the coaches show last night. We're not going to hear from him until after the game. Big concern heading in. I'm frankly, Tommy, surprised that Arkansas is a 5-point favorite heading into tomorrow.
Because I don't know how much is home field worth at this point.
3.
Yeah, probably half a touchdown. Yeah,
but in Fayetteville, how many fans are you going to be? How many fans are going to be there this weekend? 40, 50?
No, there'd be more than that. People have paid too much, and it's your last chance to see the team till after Thanksgiving. So I think they're play this, got to buy Texas, LSU, Missouri, and obviously you've only got 2 more games, including tomorrow, to see the team at home. So you spend a lot of money to get those tickets. I don't think there'll be 40,000 there. I think it'll be a lot more than that.
All right, last thing in your Hog update, Darius Acuff, DJ Wagner, and Carter Knox, all third-team All-SECers. Boogie Flan, former Razorback, a second-team guy. No Razorbacks in the media or the coaches poll in the All-SEC. Any surprise at all by that?
Well, I mean, this league's stacked. It's loaded with great players. I don't put a lot of stock into preseason teams and all that. Coaches probably pay a little more attention to it. But what it tells you is, hey, we've watched this team, play pretty well against Cincinnati and Memphis. Then we watched Memphis go get destroyed by Auburn. Was it last night that happened?
171.
This league is loaded with good talent. So, I don't want to get too riled up over this. It just tells me that it's going to be a challenge this year.
Yeah, it is going to be a challenge, and it really starts off strong when Tennessee, who's ranked above you, at least in the preseason, comes in that first Saturday, and you're going to get challenged next Saturday when you go into Michigan State. First Hog Reaction basketball, by the way, for that.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that against Michigan State. That'd be a good measuring stick next weekend, a week from tomorrow.
That is your Hog Update this morning, brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8 Sparky.
All right, so you spent $80 on a Halloween costume earlier this week.
My wife did.
Did Carter Did Carter get a Halloween?
Gabby did drop a pretty penny on a cow costume for the young man. So
40,
I
50?
I think 40 or so. It's a small size. He's just just a little tyke. So.
Is it 4 months now?
2 months old. It'll be 3 months and a couple weeks into November.
Okay. It was a little cheaper when Larry Rath was buying David a Back to the Future outfit. What do you think you spent back in the day on those costumes, Larry?
Gosh, those were cheap. Weren't those $10 or $15 or something?
If that.
I mean, they were cheap, yeah. Little plastic mask,
Do you have a...
Now they got those really cool muscle suits.
Yeah, the superheroes.
I'm thinking about getting one of those.
Are you dressed up today as a superhero?
If I was going to, it'd be like Batman with a muscle suit.
Batman's a good costume outfit. Well, I know... Larry, I know it's the last day of the month. State sales tax paid when you trade both in Springdale at Rath Mitsubishi and in Fort Smith at Rath Auto Resources, and that's applicable to a lot of different vehicles on your lot.
Oh, it is. It's going to be a big day. Beautiful weather, and we've got this big sale wrapping up today. State sales tax paid when you trade on a big inventory, road-ready certified pre-owned cars. We've marked them all down. We're making this so easy. Save money when you buy. Save money at the tag office. We're going to help you out with every bit of that. Plus, you're going to get the very best used car your money will buy. Road-ready certified, hand-picked, inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, covered by a comprehensive warranty. You simply can't buy a better used car. Matter of fact, we just won Best of the River Valley again for the second year in a row for the best used cars. We're really proud of that. We've got a great selection of new Mitsubishis as well, 0% for 60 months, plus state sales tax paid when you trade. What a deal on those new Mitsubishis. We've got a good selection of them as well. So it's going to be a big weekend. Come and see us. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
Both sides of the tunnel, he can help you out even on Halloween. That is Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Well, Larry, hope there's candy there at the dealership, man, because it's going to be a good holiday the rest of the day.
It really is. Happy Halloween, everybody. Come and see us. Save some money. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale.
Do you guys limit yourself on the amount of candy you eat on a day like this, or is this one of the days where you just don't care? You got to work
Doesn't count
tonight.
today, Ty. Doesn't count at all.
Okay.
Yeah, no calories on Halloween.
You got to work tonight. You don't need a sugar
No, you need that energy. You need that boost. I have stayed away from the donuts that were brought into the office. So
I
have managed to stay. Now, I did bring Laura's famous Kentucky butter cake. It's in there too.
Okay. Wow. We're just we got sugar sweets all over the place here at ESPN.
You've had that before. I don't think Colton's had a slice of that.
Never had it. It sounds good.
It's going to change your life, man.
Gotta
It's
try
going
it.
to change your life.
Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. We continue on a Football Friday. John Summerall gets taken down last night. We'll talk about that next.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt. This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Man family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
I'm tired of rewarding failure in this country.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, where football fans win with 50-cent wings all day, every Monday and Thursday. Just 50-cent wings, boneless or traditional, with a 10-piece minimum. It's perfect for Monday night and Thursday night football. Also, don't forget TGI Fridays' brand new steakhouse menu. Hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, juicy 8-ounce bacon-wrapped fillets, and loaded baked potatoes. Big groups are always welcome after the game, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays. Come hungry, leave happy. TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great pastor appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long. off South 74th near Sam's Club.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Mississippi State has the 14th ranked rushing defense in the SEC, 152 yards a game, 81st nationally. Arkansas's rushing offense is second in the conference, 22nd nationally, averaging 205 a game on the ground. Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by Cart Pass Social. Will the Hogs rush for north of 200 yards against Mississippi State tomorrow? That's the question.
I think so. Mike Washington, prior to last game against Auburn, was having a lot of success against Tennessee and Texas A&M. Nearly had 300 yards by himself. Arkansas's rushing attack busted 200 in both those games. I say that not knowing what the offensive line is going to look like tomorrow. But I think
that's why I asked the question.
I think Mississippi State's unit is not near what you faced in DJ Durkin. So, yeah, I would say you bust 200 yards.
I think Braylon Russell rushed for like 170-something yards on these guys last year, too. I know it's the transfer portal day and age, and so I'm sure there's a lot of turnover on the Bulldog defense, but you also had to think there's probably some scheme things that allowed Braylon Russell to gash him for that many yards. So between him and Mike Washington, and hopefully Talon has a healthy knee and he's good to go, I think 200 is very doable, even with two potentially out offensive linemen.
Mike's got 712 yards on the season, so he has a chance to break 1,000 yards rushing this year. I think he needs a 100-yard day tomorrow in order to do that, and then I don't know if he can average 100 a game against those last three opponents, but a good solid day of over 100 yards tomorrow gives him a chance at least to get a couple hundred yards in the last three games.
He's got to get 73 yards over average over 4 games. Now, think about who you're playing. Yeah. You're going against a ferocious LSU defense, a ferocious Texas defense, and a really good Missouri defense. So you'll face some tough defensive lines and linebackers. So, like you said,
need over 100 tomorrow to do that.
To bust that.
I think if Arkansas can't rush for 225, 250 tomorrow, it's going to be tough sledding. You were pointing out the turnover margin difference between these two, and State's fourth in the conference in turnover margin. Arkansas's last. I mean, Arkansas's nearly last in the nation, 123rd in turnover margin. So hopefully that's not a factor tomorrow, but there's no reason to believe it won't be.
That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one place for indoor golf in Arkansas. My buddies Christian Olson, Nate Garahan have everything you need for your Christmas party this fall. Maybe it's just to get together with your team, whatever the case may be. Have it at Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com, click on the events tab, and you'll find all the information, and you can call them at 479-487-3622. It's located at 122 Grant Place in Lowell. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. So we were talking about the YouTube TV issues, and some of you may not have taken in the Tulane and UTSA game last night. Did you watch any of that?
I did not.
Colton, did you watch any of that?
No, I was watching my Dolphins getting ready to fire their coach.
38-6, yeah. Well, it was not good for the Green Wave.
Another play fake for Retzloff. Another shot downfield. That one picked off.
Ahmad Chapman gets the turnover.
So they get blown out by the Roadrunners, and Jeff Traylor not having as good a years maybe expected. His roster got decimated by transfer portal. I mean, he was so mad in the offseason. I don't blame him. Tulane loses its second game under John Summerall this season. I know he's a hot-button coach for a bunch of teams right now with OB. Anytime I see like one of these coaches that are in the midst of coaching search talk, I always think their mind is preoccupied. Again, he went up against a road team. Jeff Traylor's a good group of 5 coach. But that's just kind of where my mind goes.
Yeah.
It's like
Thinking
he's
about
not
packing the wrong boxes.
He's not focused at the task at hand. That might not be right at all, but that's where my mind goes.
And playing on an odd night that, kind of changes your prep up. And I don't know about. But here's my question. Should Jeff Traylor be a name that more fans are talking about, or was he just too close to the Chad Morris era? You can't ever bring that guy back. He was really instrumental in some of the great players you brought in during that time. They didn't win a lot of games, but they left Sam Pittman with a pretty good roster of talent that they did recruit. Is he a name that's somewhere on the list for Arkansas?
He is a legendary Texas high school coach. As you mentioned,
I was told Chad Morris was too.
Yeah, he is a very good recruiter. Did you know anything about UTSA prior to him arriving there? Because I didn't.
I knew they were the Roadrunners.
And he's got them competitive, and they're not as good as they were last year because I mentioned they got I don't.
And that's going to be the life of a group of 5 coach from now on, is getting decimated by the portal.
Your whole stance on whoever they bring in, it's not just about exciting the fans, it's about exciting the money. Does Jeff Traylor excite people with big pockets? My answer is no.
I don't have big pockets. So I don't know. I mean, how do you know? We're assuming
I think
that.
you can assume. It's not like that's just one of those things. Like you can assume that, and you don't have to know John Tyson or the Waltons or the Hunts, or you can just assume that. That's not going out of the world. Possibly, it's just that's okay to assume. It is. Okay.
And why are you asking?
Well, I wanted your opinion. On
I don't know. I mean, I think we're making an assumption, but it's hard to know. But who knows what relationships in the time he was here he may have forged, and who might be privately or quietly in his corner. Very likable guy, dynamic personality. I think I don't know what or who those relationships might be, but he does at least know the lay of the land around here a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So Traylor's been mentioned. John Summerall's been mentioned. Another guy that's been mentioned is South Florida head coach Alex Golish, who was talking with Bobby Bones yesterday.
You mentioned your wife. What state is she from, Coach?
She is from Arkansas. She's from Northwest Arkansas. Grew up in Greenwood.
So you ever been to Arkansas in the fall? Just generally speaking, you ever go back for like family and stuff?
Well, I'm like a little busy in the fall.
Yeah, I just wondered if it's like you like poke back in to see how amazing Fayetteville is in the fall. Just a general question.
Yeah.
So he goes on a little bit more, and obviously he's trying to egg him on a little bit to say something. I want to clarify something. And I know people from outside the state don't know. Greenwood is not Northwest Arkansas. Like there's two different. Greenwood's River Valley. Northwest
Arkansas would be offended by that comment.
Yeah, and honestly, Greenwood's probably offended by getting lumped in with Northwest Arkansas. So that all being said, that's not the point. The point is you've got Golish and you've got Lashley with connections, obviously, to Fayetteville. Wives connected there. Talk about Christy and Gus being connected there. Does that play a role anymore? Like when a wife is from a city that's in Arkansas?
It is a note.
Just like it's something we obviously Bobby was having some fun.
So I don't know. It's been a month ago, maybe right after the firing. Alex Golish's father-in-law was at the golf course one day, and people were, talking about this and would he be a candidate and
they want to ask him?
Yeah, nice guy. But way too early in the process, and who knows how their season was going to unfold. Obviously, that gives some connection to this area, but that's certainly not a reason you hire somebody. Maybe it's a reason there's some interest on his part, but I think he's going to have his pick of a few jobs.
Who is the best group of 5 candidate out there between Silverfield at Memphis, Sumrall at Tulane, Traylor at UTSA, Golish at USF? Colton, who am I missing?
Those are your big.
Those are the main 4.
Those are the main
I feel like I'm missing one. I know Dillingham's at Arizona State, but I almost lumped them in as a group, even though they're not. They're Big 12 now. Who's the best of that bunch?
How would you determine? How would you separate them? I want to say Summerall, but I mean, Golish beat Florida earlier this year. That was a big win. Obviously, Memphis took down Arkansas. UTSA beats Tulane last night, but that so I don't know who is the best fit that will be that understands your recruiting grounds, that understands NIL and donors, that understands those. And I mean, I don't think you could get down to who would be the best one till you had conversation.
The reason I bring that up is because what you've kind of said is that you don't think Arkansas is going to get like a big name, right?
I'll be surprised.
And
I mean,
so,
if you're going to tell me James Franklin's the next head coach, I'm going to be shocked. But I was also shocked when someone said John Calipari is going to be your next basketball coach. That's less shocking than a big splash hire for football.
Okay, so that was such a shock factor when he was announced because of the aura, the Hall of Fame, and everything else. But Arkansas basketball is so light years ahead of the football program, and so
100%.
and so and people want to make that comparison, and I hope they're right where they feel like that we could get a Hall of Fame level type coach to the football program. I just don't see it. Like I listened to John Tyson talk about this when Cal was hired, and Tyson was like, we have so many things in Northwest Arkansas. Why can't we be this? Why can't we be that?
And listen, a quality football program, one that is as enjoyable as possible, is an amenity.
Mm-hmm.
You got bike trails. You got the Ozark Mountains. You got Crystal Bridges. You got the university. You got interstates and roadways. You got an airport. All of those are amenities of living in an area. Don't kid yourself. Is the men's basketball team and the baseball team an amenity?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it's things you go and enjoy and do, just like all these other attractions I've listed. The football program needs to be an amenity for the people of Arkansas, and particularly Northwest Arkansas, with all it's trying to attract.
You could make a case across the SEC, and there's a reason U.S. News ranks Fayetteville number 1 or top 3 or 2 every single year when it comes to SEC schools. That is one of the few things that Fayetteville is missing relative to anywhere else, relative to any other SEC. Now, you have a disadvantage going up against Nashville. To me, Athens is the best SEC town of any SEC school. But if you have that, like, what else is Fayetteville missing compared to anything else? Like, comparison. I mean, Tuscaloosa is a bleep hole. It is. Like, I love Baton Rouge for food and fun, but it's not a great town. Fayetteville, people move to Fayetteville and like, this is incredible. And
they don't expect much, and then they get here and they're like, wow.
And it's not just I don't want to just center this in on Fayetteville.
It's the Washington and Benton County region.
And I love all of Arkansas. I don't want to make this just a Northwest Arkansas conversation, but if you did somehow, some way maneuver and manufacture a good football program in addition to all the other growth and everything else that's happening in Northwest Arkansas, it'd be like Shangri-La.
Yeah. Just need Southwest Airlines in up there at that airport, and then get this road finished, get this 612 finished, and we'll be set. Hey, it's a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. Veterans Day is coming up, and for Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes, all of our heroes, our veterans. Get $500 off your treatment if you're a veteran. For every non-veteran who starts care with QC Kinetics, they'll donate $500 to the Wounded Warriors Project. It's a great way to book your free consultation. It's a great time to do that. Bring your x-rays and MRIs and relieve that joint pain that's been bothering you. 479-999-1234 is the number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Hour number 2 coming up. We're going to talk to Brian Haydad. He does radio at Super Talk Mississippi. Talking a little Mississippi State, Arkansas next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
This is the Morning Rush.
The grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw. Troy, you've been mentioning, you don't have to have perfect credit to get this deal on the Ford F-150s. $10,000 in savings and 3.9% for 72 months.
Yes, Tommy, I have literally gotten so many people approved that are less than a 600 credit score on new F-150s at 72 months at 3.9% financing. Right now really is the time to buy. And I mean, Harry Robinson, Sallisaw Ford, the grand reopening sales event. Flags are flying. People are buying. We got manager specials. We got 10 grand off F-150s. We've got the biggest inventory that we've had since opening day. You know, this is an exciting thing. Me and you've been doing this a long time. We brought over inventory from our Fort Smith location to add here. This is the most inventory that we've ever had on the lot.
Plus, take a test drive and you could win a Cadillac they're giving away this weekend as well. Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford, the grand reopening sale, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Hey guys, this November, put down the razor and pick up the cause. It's No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, raising awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer right here in our state. Grow your beard, share your progress with hashtag NoShaveAPCF, and encourage your friends or coworkers to join in. Every dollar raised stays in Arkansas, helping men get free screenings, education, and support. Join the movement today at arprostatecancer.org.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid-60s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight, overnight low in the low to mid-40s. We will see sunny skies, a slight chance of showers on Saturday, a high right around 55 degrees. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Well, legitimately, I think that everyone is in agreement here in the state of Louisiana that the next coach that we hire is going to have a patently different contract. If that agent can't see what's coming down the pipe and the way they look, these big name coaches, they're big names because they win. What are they afraid of? Right? If you're the best, you shouldn't have to worry. You say, guess what? I'm putting my reputation on the line, and when I win, this is how much money I want. There's no guarantee. This sets in the way the contracts are structured now. Tells the guy, listen, in 5 years, he might get tired of doing it. He's like, he doesn't have to worry about coaching because he's like, good. As long as I kind of go through the motions, I get another 5 years at $10 million a year. That's not a bad gig, Pat. If y'all boys over there are giving great entertainment to ESPN and we don't enjoy watching it, which we absolutely do, guess what happens? You lose sponsors. That's the free market.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson.
I don't have to take a test since 2017. Why do I have to know any of this stuff?
And Tommy Kraft.
If the guy doesn't try to pee like a dog in the egg bowl, where's our program?
And produced by Colton Little.
Providence is the capital of Rhode Island.
This is the Morning Rush.
Providence is a swell place, Colton. I think Arkansas fans that made the trek last year like we did, it was a lot of fun. Hour 2 coming up in just 1 sec. It is a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics.
This is ridiculous.
Governor Jeff Landry, some of the comments he made on the Pat McAfee show and his press conference talking about Scott Woodward, who has recently been let go by Louisiana State University, the AD at LSU. Listen, LSU ruined it all for us when they won the national championship in 2019 and COVID happened. I maintain that those two are connected somehow, some way. And I will never back away from that. Joe Burrow and company just ran through everyone, but Arkansas covered against them that year. But not really a surprise, Tommy, that Woodward is let go. I'm only surprised was that it took this long, to be honest. I thought they were like you would see an announcement as soon as he said that after, basically. He's now owed. We've been talking about buyouts, coaches' buyouts. I think Woodward's owed, $6 million, Colton? I think that's what I read. So he's got some money coming his way.
Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. They tap into your body's own regenerative powers using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduced inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. If you started your day with pain on this Halloween Friday, do something about it before the end of the year. CQC Kinetics. There is solutions without a scalpel involved. There is a way for you to feel better and relieve the joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and more importantly, no downtime. It's hunting season. You don't want to be away from the things you're passionate about. So call QC Kinetics now, 479-999-1234, 999-1234 for QC Kinetics. Right here in Northwest Arkansas.
All right, before we talk with Brian Haydad, who does sports talk in Mississippi, let's talk to Kevin, who's in Rogers. Kevin, good morning, bud.
Kevin?
We were going to talk to Kevin. Kevin? All right, I think Kevin left on that. So we'll get Brian on the phone with us in just 1 sec. Tommy, I don't know if you also caught some of what he said yesterday. Are you aware that the Bowl Championship Series is no longer a thing?
The BCS?
Yes.
Yeah, it hasn't been for a few years.
Well, now. I mean,
we would not be having this discussion at all had LSU not been in the season that it is. The chance of it getting to the Bowl Championship Series at this point is pretty low. It'd be great if they did. But think about it. If we would not have lost a game or maybe lost one game right now in the SEC, we wouldn't be talking about that because Brian wouldn't have, because Kelly wouldn't be having the problem.
Bowl Championship Series.
Yeah, he mixes. He knows what he's talking about there. College football playoff is the correct term. So,
Do you think he knows what he's talking about? You don't think he's stepping to a lane that he
He
has
talked about
no idea what he's
you
talking
didn't
about?
make the bowl champion. You had to be voted into the BCS. Just an average of polls and computers, right? So, I mean, go back and look. And listen, I'm not saying Brian Kelly shouldn't have been fired based on the standards at LSU, but what was their crimes? They lost to what? Number 2, number 7, and number 9 or something like that were the rankings at the time of the opponents? I mean, who are their 3 losses to? Top 10 teams. Gets fired.
See, you don't think he should have been fired.
I just said 30 seconds ago, I understand why he was fired. They got physically beat up and dominated at home against A&M. But in the end, the 3 losses are to top 10 teams. Mm-hmm. When you put it into full context, that's what's going on at LSU. It doesn't meet their standard.
Last 3
and I'm okay with
it.
Keep the standard the standard. You would love for Arkansas' standard to be that high. But in the end, what did Brian Kelly, what got him fired? Losing to 3 top 10 teams and really just getting his pants pulled down by A&M on his home field.
Yeah, they got thrashed in death.
Yeah, I mean, physically beat up.
That does not happen very often. Let's get Brian Haydad's thoughts on this. He's on Mississippi airwaves on Sports Talk Mississippi, on Super Talk Mississippi, Monday through Fridays from 3 to 6 in the afternoon. Brian, what do you make of what's occurred in Baton Rouge this week with the ousting of Brian Kelly and also the AD Scott Woodward being fired as well?
You know, it's the same thing that with the NIL stuff that goes on in Washington. I mean, why are we allowing politicians to do anything? They shouldn't be. They can barely get the mail out on time, and we're going to let them hire a college football coach. If you're somebody who doesn't support LSU, you should be all about this process. Let the governor hire the coach. Let him just keep talking, because every time he opens his mouth, it makes it more and more difficult for them, I think, to get an attractive coach. I would have told you a week ago when this job opened up. I guess I shouldn't say a week ago, on Monday, that I thought Lane Kiffin going to LSU was a real possibility. But after what's occurred, I can't imagine Jimmy Sexton's going to advise him to do that, and I can't imagine Kiffin wants to step into that kind of a mess. So I don't know who they're going to end up hiring, but they've got a lot of damage control to do. But it just goes back to that. Doesn't matter what party we're talking about. Idiots on both sides that have no business in college football. We got bigger problems than college football for governors and senators and presidents to be figuring out.
Yeah, I mean, because now you've got, no captain at the helm for your athletic department. How much authority does your chancellor or president really have if the governor's involved? And you're right, it's turned into a complete bleep show that I think is, who's going to want this mess down there? And again, as I was saying as you're coming on, you fired a coach that, had 3 losses, but they're all the top 10 teams. I mean, there's other options out there.
Yeah, it was funny to read. The athletic director piece of it is the more interesting one to me, because I saw a graphic today that Woodward was the athletic director for 7 national championships in his 6 years at LSU. I mean, that reads like a successful resume, and yet he's been pushed out. Why? Nobody really knows. They'll say it's a mutual decision, but it obviously isn't. And then with Kelly, I mean, yeah, this is a team that came into the season with big expectations, and they haven't, in his 4 years there, they haven't been to the college football playoff. They haven't won an SEC championship. I understand they have a higher standard, but I get what you're saying about 3 losses, but at the same time, one of those losses is to Vanderbilt, and I know Vanderbilt isn't Vanderbilt this year, but LSU should be able to beat Vanderbilt 99.9% of the time. And it's not that they lost to them, but they didn't look that competitive with them. So I don't know what's going to happen down there the rest of the season at LSU. There's like 3 or 4 teams like that in the SEC this year where you're looking at them and go, man, they could just completely bottom out. And 2 of them are playing in Arkansas where we don't know what's going to happen with some of these teams.
Yeah. This Woodward deal with Landry, the governor and the AD, this has to be a deal like someone's disrespected someone at a cocktail party. They got into it over funding, at the Capitol. This has got to be something that's become really personal between these 2 men that have found some kind of disdain for each other. Because you never see a governor get this neck deep into a state university's athletic department. You don't ever see it.
Yeah, it's different here in Mississippi because you have 2 big SEC schools, and Southern Mississippi has a sizable fan base. So if a governor got involved for one school, he'd lose the votes for the other two. Louisiana, Arkansas is a little different, right? Because you just have the one big in-state school, and then you have the smaller schools. So I guess you can feel like a little more comfortable putting your foot in the water, but man, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Talking with Brian Haydad. He does Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk 3 to 6 Monday through Friday here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brian, let's come back to the game this weekend. You mentioned two teams bottom of the barrel, Arkansas, Mississippi State, both desperate for their first SEC win. Jeff Lebby's, at least from the outside looking in, doesn't seem to be in trouble. Bobby Petrino's vying for this head coaching job. What are your feelings on heading into this game tomorrow about both teams and how important it is for both squads?
It's two different things, right? With Arkansas and Petrino, he's got to get at least one win if he wants to have a realistic chance of getting this job on a permanent basis, I would think. You guys would know more about that than I would. But I can't imagine that if he loses out that there would be a lot of excitement about bringing that back as a full-time gig. So he needs to have a win. I thought they had a great chance last weekend, and they were up in that game, and it just fell apart on them there. And so that would concern me if I'm an Arkansas fan of how much does this team really have to give? I've talked to a couple of Arkansas people this week, and they both told me that not expecting the biggest crowd in Fayetteville this weekend. So how much motivation does the team really have? For State, they've been so close these past few weeks. They had Tennessee on the ropes and couldn't knock them out. They had a great chance at Florida, and they just gave it away. And then this past weekend was probably the worst one of all with Texas, where you're up 17 in the fourth quarter with a chance to have a really program-changing win, and you don't get it. I feel like they're really close. But they don't know how to win. They just don't know as a program. Levy as a first-time head coach doesn't know how to get his guys over the hump. He's got players out there that they just can't make that last play, or they make a dumb play like State did last week with Deontay Anderson roughing the passer in a 4th and long where you're going to get off the field up 17 and have the ball in Texas territory, chance to put the game away, but instead you commit a penalty and the game the drive goes on and Texas comes back to win. So something's got to give tomorrow in Fayetteville. Somebody's going to get their first win. As we sit here right this second, man, if you made me make a prediction, it really feels like a coin toss to me.
Yeah. Brian, the situation, as you kind of laid it out, the script reads a lot like where Arkansas was 13 or 14 years ago. Now, the death of Coach Leach was much more tragic than what happened with Bobby Petrino, but both had traumatic, untimely endings to their head coach, an interim year with someone they brought on staff that didn't go well, bring in a head coach, and you ride this long SEC losing streak. It's very similar from when Arkansas went from Petrino to John L. Smith into the Bielema era, where it's kind of taken Levy a little while, kind of like it took Bielema. So, I mean, a lot of what State's going through now feels like what Arkansas went through in 12, 13, 14, and kind of got it turned around in 14 and 15.
Yeah. And both had, very different scenarios, obviously, but both had a coach leave unexpectedly,
right,
with Petrino and everything that happened there. And obviously the tragic, passing of Mike Leach puts you into this situation. Then Mississippi State promotes a guy that, quite frankly, wasn't ready for that job, and it let him swallow him up. Zach Arnett, the guy I knew as the defensive coordinator at Mississippi State, and the guy that I talked to when he was the head coach at Mississippi State, two completely different people. And that didn't work out. I give Zach Selman, the athletic director, a lot of credit for realizing that very early. And, because a lot of coaches, you're not going to let them go in their first year. You would give them that second year to at least see what's going on. Selman didn't wait around. He knew where the program was headed. Last year was just a combination of years of poor defensive recruiting. With Mike Leach, God bless him, but didn't pay a lot of attention to what was going on the defensive side of the ball. Let a lot of his auxiliary staff handle some recruiting stuff for them. And so State's roster was not where it needed to be. You see the improvement from year one to year two under Levy. This team is 100% better than they were a year ago, but on the scoreboard where it counts in the SEC, they haven't gotten it done. The win over Arizona State, that's a great win at the time, but we saw today that Sam Leavitt out for the season, so Arizona State's record's not going to look as good as probably what that team could be. State just needs to get one win. I feel like if State could beat Arkansas Saturday, it would get the ball rolling. I think they would have a great chance at Missouri now that Pribula is going to be out. And the Egg Bowl, the pilot just throws on the what the heck sign, usually about midway through the first quarter, and anything can happen in that game. So, but State's just got to get some momentum. If they could just get one win, I think the ball will get rolling downhill for them.
I want to ask you about a former Mississippi State coach. You rattle off a few of them there. Dan Mullen's name has been tossed around, not just here in Fayetteville, but maybe some other destinations. He's having success in Vegas. What are your thoughts on a guy that's had a little bit of success in the SEC in Starkville and in Gainesville, and maybe coming back to this conference?
Well, I know that I don't think Mississippi State's going to get involved in the coaching carousel, but if they were to decide to move on from Jeff Lebby, that would be my first call, was to bring him back to Starkville. He's a winner. I think if he was interested in Arkansas, which he said he was not, but he also said things like that in the past about other jobs here at Mississippi State, and then went on to Florida. He knows how to do a little bit more with a little bit less. He's always been a great evaluator. He doesn't have to have those 4- and 5-star guys. But nowadays, with recruiting being what it is, where it's more of a money game, and you can just be honest about it, I think he could be very successful. I'm not surprised that he's winning at UNLV. And the kind of players that Arkansas and places like Mississippi State can win with Dan Mullen. I mean, I have no doubt about that. So if he wants to get back in the SEC, my guess is he could do it this season if he wanted to. When you think about the jobs that are probably going to open up, Arkansas is already open. Will Kentucky come open? Will South Carolina come open? Those are all places I think Dan Mullen could be very successful.
Brian, last question before we let you go. I want to ask you a basketball one. Josh Hubbard on first-team All-SEC list. I know that the SEC gets 14 teams in. Razorbacks are going to be an NCAA tournament squad like Chris Jansen and the Bulldogs. Just what are your thoughts on how much the SEC has progressed in basketball? First championship since 2012 with Kentucky. Florida takes it last year, and what that outlook looks like starting Monday night.
Yeah, I can't imagine the conference is going to be as good as it was a season ago when it was just historically good. Everybody will probably take a small step back. Some teams will take some small steps forward. But that being said, 14 teams a season ago, it might be like 11 or 12 this year, something like that. But it's still going to be an incredible gauntlet for everybody to get through. And for State, it's a very simple formula. State has not advanced in the NCAA tournament past the first round since 2008. Now, it's not that they've made it every year, but when they have made it, they have always gone out in their first game. That's the goal for Chris Jansen, is just to have an extended run in March. Even if it's just the second round, that would be a huge deal. But this is a team, with Hubbard, a guy you can count on, the pieces they've added in the portal. They brought in their most highly touted freshman class that Jansen's brought in. They've got some guys who could give you some quality minutes as true freshmen. This should be a team that strives to finish in the top half of the conference and above 500 in the conference for the first time since Chris Jansen's been here.
Brian Haydad, Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk on Monday through Friday, weekdays from 3 to 6. Brian, appreciate the stuff. Safe travels to Fayetteville, and we'll see what happens at Razorback Stadium tomorrow.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Brian and all of our guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can call or text now, 877-377-6963. Had the pleasure of going to Valley Urgent Dental yesterday. They had the ribbon cutting and kind of officially opening to the community with the ribbon cutting, and had a ceremony there. It was great to see Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry and their team, and what the wonderful job they're doing. If you have a dental emergency after hours or on the weekends, what do? Do you just live with it and the pain, just takes over for the entire weekend? Well, you don't have to do that anymore. Your dental emergency shouldn't wait till Monday when your regular dentist is back open, or after hours when your regular dentist is closed. 479-235-5655. That's the number you should put in your phone. Broken tooth, painful infection, sports injuries, crown fell off. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are there when you need them the most. They're available on weekends. They're available after hours. Valley Urgent Dental, 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. 479-235-5655. Your dental emergency doesn't wait. Neither should you. Valley Urgent Dental.
I have a prediction. When he brought up the Egg Bowl, that I've been wanting to talk about this. I just hadn't thought about it. Arkansas is going to go back to playing LSU the weekend after Thanksgiving. When you look at this game, we might have touched this. You got the Egg Bowl, which he talked about. I think that Missouri's permanent opponents include Oklahoma and Texas A&M. I think they're going to put Missouri playing Oklahoma into after the year.
Old
I
Big
think
Eight, Big 12
old
matchup.
Big 8. I think Arkansas, you got the Iron Bowl, you got South Carolina Clemson, you got Kentucky Louisville, you've got Texas A&M Texas, and then you've got Tennessee and Vandy. I think the Razorbacks starting, when you get that schedule announcement, when it's like dated and stuff, you're going to see that Arkansas is playing LSU again after Thanksgiving. Okay. And I really do think that's going to happen. And I think, and I don't know if that will help the Missouri rivalry being at just a different time of the schedule, whether it's middle or beginning. And you've made the point, and I think you're right, that we have too many rivalry games on our schedule, trophy games, as you should say. But that one's still, you don't play for a trophy with Texas, but that's the most meaningful trophy game that you play between Arkansas, Texas A&M, Missouri, and LSU. It's still the LSU game.
Yeah, and, I don't think it really matters what week Arkansas plays Missouri. I think you still want to play Missouri. If Drinkwitz leaves after this year, I believe they'll become an easier opponent.
No question.
So I don't think they'll hire as well. I mean, that's a compliment to Eli Drinkwitz. You may think he's a dork and a nerd and all these things. You know what he does? He wins football games. And you know what he does? He's rubbed it in our face and rubbed our nose in it for way too long.
We would love him to be our head coach.
Yeah.
He's the best. Again, he is the best head coach available.
But back to your point, a majority of our fan base is used to Arkansas LSU being that last week. LSU played A&M when they came in the last week, and they moved Arkansas off of that. OU Texas is going to be middle of the year. Texas and A&M is going to be that last week. You know who's ultimately going to probably decide some of this is TV. They know what games people watch. Now they have a better feel for viewer habits with streaming, because they know exactly what Ty Richardson, or at least your IP address and my IP address and all yours out there, are watching.
Kind of scary, right?
Well, I mean, it's just the world. Well, I mean,
you agreed to it. You clicked the box.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they can serve you a better product by understanding your habits. Mm-hmm. So in the end, if they feel like they need that game there, that's where it's going to be. But you got Georgia plays Georgia Tech, Clemson plays South Carolina, Kentucky and Louisville. Vanderbilt and Tennessee. I mean, it's a ton of games. Iron Bowl, Egg Bowl. All of those games are going to be played at the end of the year. So there doesn't leave a ton of dance partners. LSU doesn't have one. OU doesn't have one. Missouri doesn't have one. Arkansas doesn't have one. Everybody else kind of got a dance partner there that final week.
You're third fiddle to every of your rivals. You are third fiddle. Find me a school that has you one or two on their biggest rivals. Missouri's got Kansas and Oklahoma above you. You ask Missouri fans who they'd rather be between those three schools, they got Arkansas at 3. There's not a single school that you play year in, year out, or every couple years that has you within a top 2 rival.
You think Oklahoma's a big rival for them? I know Kansas obviously is.
Missouri would rather beat Oklahoma and has
Oklahoma's a better program.
And it has more history.
More cachet.
It has more history with Oklahoma.
I think Missouri is, because they've been winning a lot against Arkansas, they kind of like beating Arkansas. So,
what Drink said a couple years ago, I kind of like that,
right? Well, I mean, I think it's more serious for them than it is for us. I don't know that we're third fiddle. LSU obviously has Ole Miss, I believe, is 1. Bama's 2. But I don't know. Does Bama remain a rival moving forward? We'll see. I mean, that was never a rivalry till they became games of consequence.
Yeah, it's when Saban got there.
Right.
That's
so. I mean,
ask any old LSU fan who they'd rather beat, and they'll tell you
Ole Miss
before they'll say Alabama.
Yeah. So, but in regards, A&M. I mean, Texas is going to have A&M and Oklahoma, and then Arkansas third at best.
You're third at best to everyone's rival, in my opinion, including Missouri. You could at least make a case, but I don't think you're second to the Tigers.
Beard Up, Arkansas. No Shave November is here. Shave for the final time today. The Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation is helping men fight prostate cancer right here at home. Grow it, post it, and tag it with a hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. Join the challenge at ArkansasProstateCancer.org.
All right, when we come back, SEC update, going to kind of get into this YouTube TV stuff as well. Some of you have it. Some of you are ticked off because you can't watch the Razorback game tomorrow, plus some other college football this weekend. But you can listen to it on the radio. Stay with us here on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Well, have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
They have a contractually obligated to talk about the Cowboys every day, even though their defense can't stop a bloody nose.
Stay off my team.
This is the Morning Rush.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO. Every Tuesday now through June. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey guys, it's No Shave November, and the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation wants you to grow for a reason. Skip the razor, grow your beard, and help raise awareness and funds for prostate cancer, a disease that affects 1 in 8 men right here in Arkansas. Every beard tells a story, and every dollar raised helps provide free screenings, education, and support for Arkansas men. Join the movement, post your pics with hashtag NoShaveAPCF, and sign up today at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org. Grow it for good.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please. It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Days after unveiling it, Kentucky is taking the preseason exhibition champions banner back down. Tonight's 74-59 loss to Georgetown has quieted the building.
I love when Kentucky basketball loses. It's so great. They fall in the exhibition game to Georgetown. You had Auburn crush Memphis 100-71. Don't know if that makes the Memphis win less, or we got to let the season
their
play.
exhibition
Counts
games.
for nothing. Yeah.
It counts for nothing. And I'll point out Arkansas beat Kansas and Purdue once upon a time in exhibition games and didn't go on to have the kind of season everyone was expecting based on that. So
I thought Tremont Mark was going to win the Naismith.
What's the Arkansas basketball game you're looking forward to the most? It can be non-con, it could be conference. You got to pick one. Says, I don't care what's in my life that day, I'm watching this game. Duke, Michigan State, Houston, Tennessee at home, Kentucky at home. You go to Florida.
Kentucky, January 31st.
Yeah.
I think mine might when you go to Gainesville and you play Boogie and the defending national champions. That's the.
But what's the hardest ticket? What's going to be the most demand?
The Kentucky
game. So, I mean, didn't mean to get you all choked up over it. So, but,
I don't know.
Kentucky, but there's going to be a lot. I mean, I think night in, night out, Tennessee out of the gate going to be a great game. When you play Alabama, when you play Auburn, you mentioned Florida. I mean,
you also have Louisville coming to town early December.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of games that feel like marquee matchups, night in, night out. I mean, it's going to have the same feel of watching SEC football. There will be games in this league that Arkansas is not playing in you'll want to watch because it's going to be great college basketball.
Yeah. You mentioned marquee matchups. You got two of them this weekend. If you want to include the world's largest cocktail party, you can. Vanderbilt against Texas. Texas is 3-point favorite. Arch still questionable. Oklahoma against Tennessee. What's the bigger game in the conference? The one in Austin or the one in Knoxville?
Probably Austin, just to see if Vandy can continue the magic.
Mm-hmm.
One loss on the road in Tuscaloosa. That's the only time they've lost this.
I mean, who outside of the Longhorn fan base, who in this world is not rooting for Vandy in that game? To beat the evil empire, the ugly orange.
You know how when you see, and I don't know what the Dodgers Blue Jays comparison is on money spent, and I know that Vandy's is private and the NIL is private. I would love to see a comparison on the amount of money that Clark Lee had at his disposal versus Sark, and see the difference there. If Vandy was able to, because you're going up basically, it's the Yankees versus the Oakland A's tomorrow in Austin, Texas, in terms of money. Maybe that's not the perfect comparison because it's still an SEC school, and maybe Vandy's putting more money down. But
money doesn't always. Well, I mean, Texas is spending more money than Vanderbilt. We don't even do the research. That's fact. No. But the team that spent the most money doesn't always win. The Yankees, they're not the most in baseball now, but they're near the top. They don't always win. So I think Bobby's going to give them a chance. For me, that's the game I'm most interested in. Because there's never a bad day to see Texas lose.
World's largest. Colton, you found a story on Gunnar Stockton that I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton, only reason he wants to beat Florida this weekend, his grandfather, Lawrence, he died of a heart attack in the parking lot after that overtime game, one of the only overtime games in the history of that series in 2010, in the parking lot after the Dogs lost to the Gators. He said something about Todd Grantham and collapsed. Wow. Only in the SEC would you find a story like that.
Bring up heart attacks. My grandpa actually had 2 heart attacks in Razorback Stadium.
2 different times?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he was about as dedicated as fan as it gets. It's just it's SEC fan being a fan of teams can cause some heart issues. Last thing here, SEC, or I say last 2 things. Scott Woodward has been let go by LSU. 3 coaches: Clark Lee, Eli Drinkwitz, Lane Kiffin. Does Lee stay in Nashville?
Yes.
Drink stay in Columbia?
No.
Kiffin stay in Oxford?
Yes.
So only one of those 3 really highly coveted coaches jump ship.
As of today, that's my opinion. Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too. I think if Lane Kiffin is in a different lifestyle, closer to what he was maybe when he got into coaching, you've talked about Monty losing his dad and that kind of how that's changed him. I really think he thinks he can win a national championship in Oxford. You could make a debate that this team this year is not as good as they were last year, even with the greater record.
Again, we're looking from the outside in and have no clue, but he's kind of got life back going his way from a personal standpoint. Mm-hmm. Kids are around him. the mother of his children is back with him. He's in a winning situation.
Where there's no pressure. No pressure.
Do you want to add to the chaos of moving to a new job, all the work that comes along with hitting the ground running with a new job, setting up your whole new, when you're trying to maybe get your life back, I don't know. Only Lane Kiffin can answer that, but just outside looking in, it looks like he's finally, found some things in life that, maybe have led him to some peace. So I don't know. Only Lane Kiffin can answer that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed in Oxford. And I think LSU, as Brian told us earlier when we had him on, the Governors messed this job up so bad. Who's going to want who of high esteem? Splash factor is going to come in there knowing the Governor's running this thing. Good luck. I think he's really set the job back a little bit.
You think with any Sexton client? Because that's basically who he was ripping yesterday, was Jimmy Sexton.
If everything he said made sense about these buyouts, we got to get these contracts more performance based. Tell me what part you disagree with.
You can say all that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What else in society has gone down price-wise?
It's not the message. It's the messenger people are uncomfortable with.
You got it. Because the Governor has a lot of power. He can draw a heavy line in the sand. He's the Governor.
He can say all that. They're still going to have an excessive buyout clause for whoever big dog they bring in. That's just politics. Radio hosts, coaches, they all say it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't.
Somebody's got to start this trend of turning these contracts around. I'm glad he said what he said. In the end, I don't think it'll come closer to what Jimmy Sexton and coaches will want in contract details than what common sense says should happen.
Okay. Hunter said something similar, right? Mm-hmm. And then Sam signed an extension. Now you can make a debate. What is it? 6.5? What is Sam Pittman's buyout?
It's a lesser buyout. It was not. He had, depends on if you want to count the deferred earnings he had coming. That was close to $1 million. It should have been 9. I think it ended up around 7.
Okay.
In total. Now that was 7 point something. That also included some deferred earnings, some deferred money, and it also included a mitigation, a reduction, so he didn't have to go and find and mitigate the contract.
Yeah. So you could that versus 52, it'd be Brian Kelly, or 49, James Franklin. What are the other?
It's these Jimbo's,
Napier's. There's a large.
Gus had a large, full, guaranteed $21 million. Sam's wasn't that way. He only got 70%, and it went down even more if the record had fallen another couple of games. It was performance-based. It was tied to winning percentage.
But still, the bar was 7. He got $500,000 at 7 wins. If you want to, I think
$500,000 is not that much, Dan. It's the world to me and you. I get that, but in the context of SEC football, Sam Pittman wasn't the highest paid coach in the league by any stretch. In Arkansas, I thought did a good job in that negotiation of not letting someone that had no leverage take advantage of a situation they had no leverage in.
What do you mean?
Sam Pittman had no leverage.
No, I know that, but how did Arkansas do a good job?
Well, they didn't give some kind of stupid fully like we did after Bielema beat Texas down in Houston. We went hog wild and just gave him the world.
What did he get money wise?
Well, it wasn't so much the raise. It was the stupid buyout that Jeff Long negotiated that just crushed us. Now, in today's terms, it probably doesn't look as bad, but we've got to get to performance-based contracts. Because that's the world we all live in. That's the world we understand. Most people don't have a contract for their job. Your boss can walk in and fire you today, and you get your last paycheck, and that's the way it works. So, we think they
at will means in my contract.
That's 100% what at will means. And you don't have a contract. Just like me, I don't have a no one has contracts. At will means nothing.
We'll
means you could be
after.
You go figure it out. You can get back to me. I mean, that's just what it means.
All right, I'll sign my own contract.
Yeah.
I'll set it to this. This is what I expect. This is what I expect.
Knock yourself out. Just knock yourself out. So. All right, that's your SEC update. It is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions in Fort Smith and in Salisaw. Jackie's such a sweetheart. She's going to take care of you. If you go see Jackie about whatever your legal need is, she's going to tell you the truth. She's going to tell you the plan, and then she's going to get it done. She's going to tell you, here's how much it's going to cost. Flat fee. Here's how much we need down. And then they're going to set you up on monthly plans that work for you as well. 479-769-1505. Criminal cases. They do that. Divorce and family law. They do that. Contract issues and on and on. If there's an area of the law that you need specific help with, you can talk to Jackie now. In fact, she was the winner of the People's Choice Award, the best of the best attorney for divorce. So you're going to get one of the best. So this is who your spouse does not want you to hire. This is who opposing counsel does not want you to hire, is Jackie Mock. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right. Brian in Ozarks phoned in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brian, welcome into the show, man.
Hey, what's going on? I just got one question for you. I know reading the Arkansas Messenger board seems to me like most of the people that get on message board don't want Bobby Petrino as the head coach. So my question for you, in your opinion, when Arkansas loses to Mississippi State tomorrow, is that the end of the talk for Bobby Petrino as head coach?
Nope.
I don't think it is. I think it should be. It's my opinion. To make it right or wrong. I mean, if you can't beat 2-0 for SC, I don't care if it's his program or not. You can talk about
That's a fair take. That's a fair take.
You can't beat 2-0 for SEC programs in your home stadium, and you want to complain about Pittman and stuff for all these one-score losses, and I'll give Petrino credit. Outside last week, they looked really competitive at home against A&M. You can't beat State, man. What are we doing?
That's fair. I mean, I can't poke a lot of holes in that, but I don't think it ends the conversation because you've got to figure out who else is a real candidate that would accept the job.
Well, if you're those message boards that Brian referred to, if you're following them.
I mean, that's the gospel right there.
The foundation plane just went to Eugene, Oregon, to Provo first to interview Kalini Sataki, or however you say his first name, and then Dan Landy in Eugene. So if you're following those message boards, you can keep up to date. I got you covered.
There
you
you
don't want to have to deal with that.
We need a good flight tracker around here, but it is plane watching season. So, listen.
You're watching the wrong plane, though, if it has the Razorback Foundation on there. All the real stuff
they
will
do
be
that.
on
Like
unmarked
people
stuff.
haven't understood that. They're doing that intentionally. I don't understand how in 2025 we haven't grasped. Did you hear anything about John Calipari prior to him being hired? Wes Moore has gotten, Wes in Little Rock has killed and nailed two things. When Mike got fired and Cal got hired. If there's a basketball, like firing, hiring, I'm trusting Wes Moore over anyone else. Did you hear anything prior to Wes putting that out?
I did. No, I did. 2 days before, and I thought it was total garbage. I laughed.
You didn't say anything to me.
But the big story was Jerome Tang. We thought it was somebody just wild.
I wouldn't say anything because I thought you'd be laughed out of the room. Why would anyone say into a microphone or I think at that moment, John Calipari's coming to Arkansas.
I want to put you on a polygraph because I don't believe that you heard that 2 days before.
I did. And I dismissed it immediately.
Okay. That being said, I don't think anyone knew. The point I'm trying to make is all the stuff that you will see about flight tracking stuff and now and then, it's all a diversion. It's all a smokescreen, in my opinion, when it comes to who Arkansas is going to end up hiring. They are telling you to look here so you don't look here, right?
I would think if you don't want to be found, you're going to use one of John Tyson's planes, one of Warren Stevens' planes, one of somebody else's planes to go wherever you need to go.
And if you're a sitting head coach taking a meeting in person right now on your bye week, yikes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot more of these conversations are happening via Zoom, via virtual meetings, and they're not happening directly with a candidate. So I don't think anyone's flying to Provo or flying to Eugene to sit down directly with a sitting active head coach. I think the only conversations you can have right now with an actual candidate would be Brian Kelly or James Franklin.
You know, Brian Haydad, who we had on earlier, said something interesting. You're as an Arkansas fan, you're rooting for Jeff Landry, the governor of Louisiana, continue to go publicly on social media, to go on interviews, and to continue to be outspoken about this, and this. Because based on two comments, one, he was incorrect about Brian Kelly's agent. Two, he still thinks the BCS Championship Series is a thing. This guy is stepping into...
He misspoke.
No, okay, come on. BCS hasn't been around since 2013. Misspoke?
He didn't say BCS. He said Bowl Championship.
I understand.
He doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to this. Now, I'm not going to argue anything government-related in Louisiana. He has no earthly idea what he's doing when it comes to hiring the head coach of Louisiana State University. Every day that he does stuff like that helps Arkansas in the sense that one of those blue chip marquee coaches that would die to go to Baton Rouge, they're like, I don't want to deal with that. At least I hope. Hopefully he keeps talking because he makes himself look like an idiot.
Brought to you by LureNet.com. That's the place you can go online this weekend or this afternoon or wherever and load up your tackle box with treasures that are made right here in Arkansas, Rebel Yum, Booyah, Smithwick, Bobby Garland. They're all made right here, and you can find them all in one convenient spot, and that's LureNet.com. Any order over $35 gets free shipping in the U.S. as well. That's LureNet.com, LureNet.com, LureNet.com.
I'll tell you a name that I really like that I don't think is ever going to leave Columbus, Ohio. It's Brian Hartline, who's the current offensive coordinator. He's been the wide receiver coach there. You think about like Jackson Smith and the Jigma, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Buka. I mean, that's the number one wide receiver school in the country. I don't think you're going to pluck him from his alma mater, to be honest, because I think he's kind of, honestly, the head coach in waiting there behind Ryan Day. But that's a name I would love to get. I just don't know who they can get. Like,
well, and that's why you can't dismiss Bobby Petrino. I got somebody here on the text screen. I think it's went down. It says, "Hey, I'm riding Bobby all the way to the bottom." I just don't think you can. It's not that I think they should hire Bobby today, but you just can't dismiss him and write him off the list until you can figure out who else is out there that will accept the job. I mean, because whether you like it or not, you can do a lot worse than Bobby Petrino. Would you rather have Chad Morris or Bobby Petrino? I mean, I think we all know the answer to that, right? You're dismissing, but I'm gonna say you laugh, sit over there and laugh. But that's where we ended up because we got our process out of order and we did a horrible job in the hiring process the last time. You've got this guy in your hip pocket.
They didn't have an AD.
And look how we got people out here calling for Hunter to be fired yesterday. I mean, these are I don't know. It's like, have you ever ran a business? Have you ever worked in a business? Do you understand how business works? I hear some of these things that are said and done and people that talking about, what are you talking about? Have some common sense with what you're saying. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't think Bobby's performed to a level that you absolutely give him the job, but you don't just eliminate him as a candidate until you figure out who actual candidates are. And you can read something on a message board, but just say that out loud. Well, I read it on a message board. Well, there you go. There you go. Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202 is their number at Gaston's. They'll take care of you and give you a great experience every time. First class time every time at Gaston's. They're still, I mean, you may have read or heard something about the White River and temporary fishing regulations. Doesn't mean fishing shut down. Just we're going to do some catch and release for a while. We'll make sure the waterways are healthy till the hatchery's back up and running. It's not a problem with the river. It's a problem with the hatchery. All right. But hey, it's going to be a great time. A lot of fish still out there to catch that are, fish of a lifetime, stuff that you'll have a replica made of. Those type of fish that you can still catch with one of the great guides at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Got my keg in the freezer. We're ready to get this thing rolling and go home, baby.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. Ford F-150s on sale. Manager's Row is up front. It's loaded with big savings. You got extra inventory on the lot, and we're giving away a Cadillac.
Yes, giving away a Cadillac. All you have to do, go on a test drive, be here the day we give it away, November 1st. That's a Saturday. Come and see us. This is the grand reopening sales event. Flags are flying. People are buying. Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford. Right now really is the time to buy. Up to 10 grand off and 72 months at 3.9% financing on new F-150s. Manager Special Row, up to $10,000 off original asking price. I mean, we've got Escapes out there with $7,000, $8,000 off. Guys, come and see us. Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford. This is where you want to purchase your next vehicle, new or pre-owned.
It's the grand reopening sale. A deal you can't miss is here at Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. Online at harryrobinson.com.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty.
Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mow Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mow Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowwash.com.
My Junior's Mow Wash. One call cleans it all.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Coach Cal and the Razorbacks had a strong showing in their preseason exhibition victories over Cincinnati and Memphis. The regular season starts on Monday, November 3rd inside Bud Walton Arena as they take on the Southern Jaguars at 6 p.m. A limited number of tickets are available and currently on sale at just $35. Head to ArkansasRazorbacks.com to secure your seats today.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Number you give every.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first call game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You got to go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Well, are you going to be able to watch football this weekend?
Yeah.
Do you have YouTube TV?
I do not have YouTube
Luckily,
TV, so.
neither do I.
Yeah. Football Friday, Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. Veterans Day is coming up. QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. $500 off veterans treatments in November, and every non-veteran who starts care, they'll donate $500 in your name and QC Kinetics to the Wounded Warriors Project. Go to QC Kinetics for relief now, 479-999-1234.
Got a lot of sports conversation to continue. Matt Jones, Phil Elson, Big C on the way with halftime, followed by Ruskin and Zach. Arkansas game day tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will